story for you today called The Boy Who Was Followed Home. Have you ever been followed home? You know, like you went somewhere and you were walking home and something followed you? I think I got a cat like that one time when I was a kid. I think the cat followed me home. Yeah, let's see what this one could be about. Let's look at the front cover. This boy's name's Robert. I wonder who follows him home or what follows him home. The book is by Margaret Mahy and the pictures are by Stephen Kellogg. I like this book. I've been reading it for a lot of years, so I wanted to share it with you. The Boy Who Was Followed Home. All right, well, first let's look at these pictures. One day, a small, quite ordinary boy called Robert was coming home from school. He looked over his shoulder and there was a hippopotamus following him. Robert was surprised and pleased. Pleased because he had always liked hippopotami, and surprised because nothing like this had ever happened to him before. When he got home, the hippopotamus followed him up the steps and tried to come in at the door. Robert thought his mother would not like this, so he shooed it away. It went and lay down in the goldfish pool on the lawn. All right, there you can see the hippopotamus in the goldfish pool. What on earth is that, the goldfish pool? Asked Robert's father. It is a hippopotamus, father, said Robert. Really, said the father. People should keep their hippos chained up and not allow them to go climbing into other people's goldfish pools. That's funny, isn't it? You think that hippo belongs to somebody else and they didn't keep it chained up? That's funny. The next day, the hippopotamus followed Robert to school. Robert was working and playing all day and did not think of the hippopotamus until he went home in the afternoon. And if you had this book, you could look at these pictures for a long time because there's all kinds of stuff going on in them. Then there was a rustling noise behind him. Remember, he's walking home from school, and there's a rustling noise behind him. When he turned around, there were 4 hippos following him. Robert was even more pleased and more surprised than he had been the day before. He was delighted to think that he was the sort of boy hippopotami would follow. When he got home, the hippopotami went and sat in the goldfish pool. It was quite a big pool, but with 4 hippos in it, it seemed quite small. There are 4, oh, this is the mom talking now. There are 4 hippopotami at our goldfish pool this evening, said Robert's mother. That seems like quite a few. Look at the picture. The next day, the 4 hippos quietly followed Robert to school. But that afternoon, when he walked home, 9 hippopotami followed him and got into the goldfish pool. All right. All kinds of stuff going on in these pictures, huh? What would you do if 9 hippopotami were in your yard? Let's see what they do. Things went on like this for several days. So several days, it seems like every day there were more and more hippopotami following him home. Hippopotami is kind of a funny word, isn't it? It's like if there's more than one hippopotamus, we say hippopotami. Some people say hippopotamuses. I think I'm one of those people who says hippopotamuses. But we're supposed to say hippopotami. Robert's parents, who were very polite, tried to ignore the growing number of hippopotami crowding into their goldfish pool. But when there were 27 hippos jostling each other all over the lawn, Robert's father gave them a gloomy look and said, I wonder where they come from. He's ready to get rid of them. They follow me home from school, Robert said. They like me. There seems to be only one solution for it. We'll have to get a witch to put a spell on you to make you unattractive to hippos. Robert was sorry because, as you know, he liked hippos. But he had to admit 27 were too many for any lawn. The father looked up witches in the telephone book and selected Mrs. Kathy Squinge, who advertised children as her specialty. He made an appointment, and the following midnight, sharp on the broomstick hour, Mrs. Squinge appeared down the chimney. Okay, so there he is, making an appointment. And Mrs. Squinge coming down. Oh, there he is calling on the phone. Okay, let's see Mrs. Squinge is on the next page. There she is. She came down the chimney. That's like Santa Claus or the Big Bad Wolf or something. Hippo trouble, I see, she said, having counted 43 hippos on the lawn that evening. A simple pill will solve all difficulties. Give it to us quickly, said the father, anxious to get rid of Mrs. Kathy Squinge, who was not very respectable looking. There is one disadvantage, perhaps, began Mrs. Squinge. The pill does cure people of hippos, but no buts, said the father grandly. Just give us the pill. So Mrs. Squinge passed the pill to Robert, who swallowed it down. Uh-oh, I'm predicting there's going to be a problem. The father did not listen to everything she had to say. That pill has its disadvantages, and we don't know what they are. The pill is guaranteed, said Mrs. Squinge, but perhaps I should warn you. Enough, said the father, and shooed Mrs. Squinge up the chimney. He was in a hurry to get rid of her, wasn't he? I guess she just wasn't very respectable looking. Or maybe he doesn't like having all those snakes and spiders and frogs and things in his house, but I think Robert likes them. I think he thinks that's pretty cool. Oh, this is always kind of sad. See that one right there. Sure enough, the next morning the pill worked wonderfully. Although Robert seemed no different, he had no sooner stepped outside than the 43 hippopotami slunk away from him, giving him reproachful looks over their shoulders. They were looking at him over his shoulder like this, like, how could you do this to us? Within minutes, the lawn and even the streets were empty of hippopotami. Robert couldn't help being a bit sorry, as he was a boy who liked hippos. But off he went to school happily enough. He played and worked all day, and at last it was time to go home. That looks like a fun school, doesn't it? There he is going home. As he walked along, he turned around half expecting to see the hippos. But there wasn't a hippo in sight. You ready? Look. How did that happen? Now there's giraffes. Look at Robert saying, yay! I bet he's a boy who likes giraffes too. Robert was very pleased. And you can see his parents looking out the window. Now, how did that happen? How did it go from hippos to giraffes? Maybe. I don't know. I want you to think about it. I hope you enjoyed the story. And, I'm hoping something follows me home like that. That would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?